Corey said, first mow of the season, ryegrass, pre-emergent is all down. Whew, God, congratulations, Corey.
Hmm.
He's done and we ain't even started. So I'll be glad when we say, hey, our granular pre-emergence down, because we know what that means. It means, well, that round's done, but it's not just to get through that round that we would need to start spraying broadleaf weed control sooner rather than later, because we're about 2 weeks from launch on starting our mowing maintenance contracts. That's normally the third Monday of March is when we start running those routes. So, and that's probably going to be a good start date. That's probably going to be a really good start date this year for most of our accounts. So that's coming up too. Are fees the new F or four-letter word, let's call it? More and more companies all the time, and I'd be curious if you guys are doing it. They're having a base rate for services, right? Then they've got all these additional fees that they're coming on with since fuel went up the first time many years ago. And I've really got a problem with a fuel surcharge at 13% of the load cost. Does that truck know if it's carrying 40,000 pounds of rocks, feathers, toothpaste? No. Here's my point. I'm paying 13% of the value of that load as a fuel surcharge. So because I'm buying a better grade of mulch, I'm paying more in fuel surcharge than if I was buying cheap mulch, but they were still sending me the same volume and weight. Another one that kills me is this shop supply fee. And generally, that's 5 to 7.5% or more. And I'm just curious how many of you guys are doing that. Why is it not calculated in as additional overhead? Just add that to your pricing. You take if a company's just doing $1 million a year. I mean, that's a lot of money, but I mean, just for an easy math scenario, that's $50,000 a year at 5% in shop supplies. That is not on any price item they've got in their shop, knowing they're already charging for it, but it's just an easy way to get the add-on boost. Free lawn mowing. Other fees include cost of lawnmower, $8.27.
Literally.
String trimmer, $1.29. Trailer, 89 cents. Truck, $2.18. Labor, $14.93. So free to mow your lawn. Other charges is going to be $42.96. Markup is going to be $8.27. For $50, we'll mow your lawn free. If you do spring seeding, are you presenting it as, okay, we'll do it in the spring, but we're also going to do it in the fall, and that's the way our proposal is going to look? Okay, I'm curious if you do that. In other words, do you make it mandatory for a fall seeding as well? Because that's something that we've changed to a few years ago, that, we try to put somebody off to the fall. If they absolutely want to get it done in the spring, we sell it as a two-step program, because we know that unless we have ideal growing conditions during the summer, we're going to have an issue with some of that turf that grows in the spring, because we got such a shallow root system on it. When, hot weather sets in or rainy weather sets in or whatever the adverse conditions are that set in.